do a little bit of Pilates. So jump yourselves up. That sounds fine, thank you, Eunice. Perfect. Okay, if you've got a mat, that's great. If you haven't got a mat, it's not a problem. All I want you to do is start with your feet round about hip distance, and we're going to think about the alignment of your body. So we've got a straight line down the middle of the body, down your chest, down through your belly button, and down between your feet. You're going to try and stay aligned on that line. You're going to roll the shoulders around, opening up the chest, and then you're just going to soften your knees. Now thinking about your lower abs and your lower back, it's as if you've got a band of elastic really tight, pulling everything in. So all around the front, all around the back, I want you to try and pull that in and leave it there. So you're going to leave it there for like the whole class, if you can, but breathe. It's like you've got a pair of skinny jeans that you've zipped up, and if you're like me, they'll be a little bit tighter after lockdown. So you're going to pull it in, keep all that squeezed tight, and then roll the shoulders around again. Roll your wrists around, and just rise onto your toes and rock back onto your heels. So we're mobilising your ankles now. Whoa. If you're falling, like me, you obviously didn't pull that belly in tight enough. So rocking forward and back. Good, now I'm going to show you how to find a neutral alignment in your pelvis. Everybody's posture is slightly different, so don't worry if you don't look the same as me, or you don't look the same as somebody next to you in the room. So we're going to think about your pelvis. So just soften the knees, take your hands to your hips, and you're going to tilt your pelvis as far back as you can, and then as far under as you can. So if the back was 100 and the front was 0, neutral alignment is in the middle, which is about 50. So just practice a few times, tilting your pelvis forward and back, and then think about it settling in the middle. Yeah, so we settle it right in the middle there. Roll the shoulders again. Let's drop your arms, and I want you just to take your head from one side to the other. Really loosen off that neck. Now have you still got your skinny jeans pulled in, zipped up? If not, zip them back up tight. That's it. Okay, now tip your head forward, just stretch the back of your neck. And as you do that, push your arms down so you can feel a stretch down the neck. Lovely, lift up. Roll the shoulders, roll the wrists, and then lift the heels and lift the toes. Keeping that tummy tight. I'm going to say it so many times you're going to get sick, but that really reminds you to keep that core switched on. Lovely, heels down. Okay, this time take your head to the side, the opposite hand pushes down so you get more stretch. Just to where it feels slightly uncomfortable, but not painful. Other side, head across, hand down, stretching down. Good, back to center, tuck your chin. And then lift up. Tuck it in. One heel at a time. You're gonna lift your heel, place it down, lift the other heel, place it down. As you do that, try and keep the rest of your body completely aligned. And really tight through the belly. And we're not moving the upper body at all. Using the core, switching it all on tight. Good, this time we're going to turn the feet out. Let your arms move a bit. Just going to turn out, get a bit of mobility through the hips, a bit of movement. Let your arms swing if you like. Creates a bit of a draft if you're warm in your house. Lovely. Shake the legs, shake the arms. We're going to roll the shoulders, and then we're going to put hands on the shoulders and circle those elbows right the way around. Lovely. Let your arms swing gently. Again, rest of the body's going to stay still. So we're not doing this. We're keeping long and strong. Swinging your arms forward and back. So some of you will just want to keep your arms low. If you've got any issues with your neck or it's not feeling quite right, if you're able to, feel free to lift them higher. Keeping the belly in, keeping the torso strong. Perfect. Let the arms go. Now one at a time. We're just going to lift and then roll your foot back through the floor. Good. Just keep going there while I see what these comments coming in are. Oh, That's all right. So pull that knee up, roll the foot down. Heel through the floor, roll your foot through the floor. So this time, again, we've got that line down the centre of your body. We're rolling up through the foot and down through the foot. If it's comfortable for you, take your hips out wide, your knees out wide. If it's not comfortable, just keep here. If you're wobbling, get those skinny jeans zipped up, come on, really tight. That's it. If you're really wobbly, you could just keep your feet near the floor. Either way, I can't see you. You could all be sitting on your sofas having a cuppa, just watching. I'm hoping you're not. You could be. Okay, so knees wide if you feel comfortable. And then we're just going to lift the feet, flip them behind you. Loosen off through the quads, through the knees, through the hips. That's it. Right then. So give your legs a shake. You should be feeling a little bit more mobile. We're going to rest the arms by the sides. Take a bit of a stretch. Now, depending on what you've done the last few days, exercise-wise, you might be a bit tight. I did some HIIT yesterday and my waist's a bit tight. So that's feeling a little bit sore. Just go where you can reach. We're going to start to lift the elbows, and I'd like you to imagine that you've got a pane of glass either side of your body, like you're between double glazing, and you can only go sideways. So you're just going sideways, you're not going backwards or forwards, just side to side. Are your skinny jeans still on? Go on, keep them on. Then we're going to lift right up and see how much space you can get from one hand to the other. Keeping that belly in is going to support your back. That's it, perfect. Get your arms a bit of a shake out. And let's go a bit wider on your feet and move this pelvis again. So you're going to tilt it forward and back from 0 to 100. And then I want you to imagine that on your tailbone there is a pencil. And you're going to draw a circle all the way around one way and all the way around the other way. Circle your hips. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Again, I can't see you. Good, loosen it all up. Right, I don't know about you lot, but I'm absolutely sweating now. Joys of living in a flat with not very big windows. Alright, so let's walk the feet in. If you have a mat, we're going to stand at the back of it. If you haven't, doesn't matter. Hip distance on your feet, drop your shoulders, and just turn your head from one side to the other side. Good, back to centre with the head. Now you're going to think about your spine. Your spine is stacked up, lots of bones stacked one on top of each other. We're going to roll each bone over by itself. Now if you've got any back issues and you've been told not to roll, feel free just to stay mobilising the arms or the legs, moving and having a bit of a twist if you like. If you're alright, come with me, tuck your chin, think about the back of the head dropping, and then you're going to drop your shoulders forward, let your arms hang, lift your belly button, and roll your ribs down towards your thighs. Let the head go, let the arms go. Just hang forward there. You might like to straighten your legs to get a stretch in the hamstrings. Then we're going to soften the knees, keep your head tucked, and gently and slowly restack your spine. One bone at a time, climbing back up so that that spine begins to lengthen. Right the way up, rolling your shoulders at the top. Good, we're going to do that again. So this is called a roll down. So you let your arms relax, you tuck your chin, your head comes forward, one bone at a time rolls over. Take as much time as you need. Now when you fold over, leave go of any tension. Just drop it forwards. Soften the knees and carefully and slowly restack that spine. Arms are hanging, bellies are pulled in. And we're coming back to the top. And then roll the shoulders again. Perfect. From there, let's just let the arms swing a touch. And then we're going to take the hands forwards, link them or just place them on top of each other and stretch right the way up to your upper back. And then push a little further with your lower back so you've got more of an arch. Then we're going to lift up, take your hands behind. You can either place them on your back or if you're able to, clasp them together, pull them away and really open that chest. Now some of you will be able to keep your hands clasped. If you can't, just let them hang. And we're going to roll down again. Through the chin, belly tight, let your head go. And if your arms are lifted, see how far you can pull them over your head. And then when you feel ready, you let your arms flop and just let them hang down. Maybe straighten your legs to get more hamstring stretch. And then wherever you are, it doesn't matter where your chest has dropped to, just take a bit of a twist to one side. So if you're up here, that's fine, you can just twist around there. If you're a bit lower, you can twist a bit further. And then carefully walk it around to the other side and add the twist. Good, bring yourself hands back to centre. Now soften your knees so that your hands can reach the floor. We're going to walk the hands out, so let's walk them out. If you've got a mat, just walk them along your mat and bring your shoulders with you and then place your knees down. So what we're looking for here is a diagonal line from shoulder to hip. Now if you've done lots of Pilates and you feel comfortable, you can tuck your toes, pick your knees up, pick your thighs up, and you'll be in a full plank. Really important that your shoulders are forward in that plank. Okay, from there we're going to walk the hands back, all the way back towards your feet. So your feet are hip distance and you fold it over. Let's do that again. Bend your knees, take your hands down and walk them out. Coming forward, option is knees to the floor, otherwise feel free to stay on the toes. On the side, looks like that, long and strong. Good, knees down wide, feet together, and sit your bum all the way back. Big stretch. Let your head relax, let your elbows relax. Take your right arm, reach through and thread it underneath as far as it'll go to get a stretch. Let it go. Take that hand forward and reach through with the other arm. Lovely, hands out the front. Tuck your toes underneath, lift your hips up. Now we're going to press the chest down and look down between your feet. So you're in a downward dog position. And from there, if you feel able to, bend one knee and press the opposite heel down. It's like you're walking your feet. That's it, now bring your chest forwards, bring your knees down and bring yourself down onto your front. So we're going to lie down on the front and we're going to think about how we get the back of the body, lower back, glutes and the abs to work together. So if you're going to just relax here, and what you're going to think about is squeezing your bum cheeks as tight as you can together, sucking your belly in and lifting it away from the ground. So you're trying to really lift that belly up, lift your belly button. And then just let it go. Good, try that again, but this time breathe in when you're just relaxed. And breathe out, squeeze your glutes and suck your belly tight off the floor. And then you're just gonna let it go. Well done team, do that a few times. Now, any time that we're lying on our front or doing any exercise on our front for the rest of the class, you can always just come back to this one if it gets too much. So you squeeze your glutes, you suck your belly in, and you try and lift your belly button off the floor. This is a really safe exercise if you have any problems with your back, just to strengthen. Okay, let's let that go. Next one we're going to do is just bring the hands forward, nice and gently. You can rest your forehead on your hands if you like. Now you're going to try and relax your legs. Roll your shoulders right the way down your back, so there's no tension in your neck, it's all dropped. Squeeze your bum mega tight, and see if you can just lift your chest off the floor, just ever so slightly. If that is not feeling good for your back, just go back to squeezing your glutes, sucking your belly in, trying to lift it off the ground. So this is a little back extension, getting your back warm. Think about your breathing. So you breathe in when you're relaxed, and breathe out to lift, nice and carefully. Perfect, let that go. Take your hands by your shoulders, lift up. Knees are wide, feet come together, and we're going to sit right the way back. Then come onto your hands and knees. Just rest in here. We're going to stay on the hands and knees, so hips stay lifted. We're going to reach through and just have a stretch there. So you're reaching this hand as far as it'll go. You get a lovely stretch across the middle of the back. Back to centre. This hand down, reach through, stretch. And hands back to centre. Okay, let's see what your balance is like. Well, I can't see, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to be here, shoulders and wrists in line. If you've got any issues and your wrists are starting to get a bit sore, you can just put your elbows down, keep your bum in the air. Hands down if you're able. All I'd like you to do, if you've got space and you're not going to hit your TV, is reach one hand forward, no matter which one, so one arm out, and the opposite leg backwards. Now we're aiming to get the longest, straightest line as you can from your fingertips to your toes. Good, now tuck your chin so that your head looks down to the floor. Pull your belly in so there's no movement at all. If you feel really wobbly, just put your hand down and just practice the leg lift. This is your pointer. Great for strengthening all the way through your spine and for helping to improve your balance. Good, hands down, knees down. Other hand, take it forward. Opposite foot, stretch it out the back. Reach as far as you can, so we're not lifting up, we're lifting out. Head tucked so that your spine is long. Lovely, let's switch that over. If you're on your elbows, that's totally fine. You can be here and you can practice there. If you're just here and you're still feeling a bit wobbly, look at one point on the floor and just hold it. If you're here and you'd like a little bit more, if you've done lots of things like body balance and Pilates before, just move in so I don't hit anything. Your next option, if you'd like, is to bring your elbow and knee together, get them to tap underneath you, and then extend out. As that elbow and knee come in, imagine you're doing a sit-up. So imagine you're crunching in, and doing a little sit-up. If that's not working for you, just practice that pointer, holding it strong. Good, take it down. Let's try the other side. Remember, if your wrist's getting uncomfortable, put the forearm down. So arm and leg, lengthen, pull the belly in strong and tight, and then elbow and knee if you want to. The more you practice stuff like this, the better your balance and your posture will be. Good job, team. See if you can keep that going, just a couple more. And then just hold and let it go. Well done. Sit your hips back again, knees wide apart, big toes together. See how far back you can go with your hips. And then rotate your wrists around, because you've worked hard there. Nice. Okay, we're going to roll round onto your side. So I'm going to just swivel this mat round a touch. I don't have the biggest amount of space, but we can work with it. So on your side, now what I'd like you to do here is just bring yourself, so you've got your head rested, you can have it on your hand, or you can just rest down here. I'm going to go here so that I can still see what I'm doing. Knees together, belly's braced, and you're going to bring your hips so that they're right on top of each other. You're really stacked there. We're going to keep the hips still, you're going to keep your feet together, and you're just going to lift and lower through that knee. That might not feel like that much, but as you do that, you're strengthening your glutes. This other leg's staying still, and this hip, it's not rolling back, it's staying stacked over the top to really work those glutes. And who doesn't want strong glutes? Nice toned bums. Just lifting that knee up and down. These ones are great to do anytime, just to think about strengthening around the hips. Strong hips make it less likely for you to get injured. Good, now you might want to just stay with that if you want to really tone here and strengthen. If you want a little bit for your waist, the next thing we're going to do is lengthen this arm out in front of you, so it's coming down on the floor. Head relaxes, arm goes overhead, and you're going to bring this knee up and out, up and out. So we're just lifting off the floor and stretching out. If that's a little bit too much, you can leave the lift and you can just go elbow to knee. Lifting up towards the ceiling and getting some work through your waist. I hope some other people are sweating here. Maybe it's just my house. Ooh. If you really want a big challenge, stretch both legs out and crunch up here. If this isn't working for you, you are very welcome to come back here and work that hip and that glute. Got loads of options. Otherwise, let's work the waist. Do you think this side's worked hard enough yet? Ooh, I think mine has. Let's spin round and go the other way. I'll have to be a bit more careful this way because there's more breakable things towards my feet now. So we'll bring it down, just like before. We start here. We have knees together, this hip over the top. I'm just going to lift and lower. Working those glutes. Remember, this hip bone isn't going to move. It's going to stay over the top. So if you've not done Pilates before, or body balance, or yoga, or anything like that, some of these moves might feel a bit strange. You might think, why are we doing that? Tomorrow, you might think, oh, how did that happen? You might just find muscles you didn't know you had. I have to say, things like Pilates, yoga, body balance, they are probably the most beneficial classes for every single person to do. Nice and safe, great for your core, great for your strength, your posture, your balance. And I teach all sorts of classes, not just Pilates, I just love it. Okay, option is to stay there, otherwise, arm out, other one overhead, lift and extend. Remember all of the options. If you need to, you could just do it here. Lifting knee and elbow up to the ceiling and then stretching out. If you want to touch more, you bring both legs in and out. I hope my Pilates class participants have got both legs going. I'm sure you have, Louise, haven't you? Yes, you have now. Go on, lift it right up. Right up and right out. How's this side feeling? As sore as the other side? Oh. Good, let's relax. Roll onto your back, team, and stretch your body out. Right the way out from fingers to toes. We're going to do a tiny bit for the front of your core, and then we're going to do lots and lots of stretching. Right, so the options here. Everybody's posture is slightly different, but when you're stretched out, somewhere under here, there'll be a natural arch. So what I'd like you to do is take your hands and find that natural arch. It's around about the bottom of your ribs, not your lower back, more up towards sort of belly button height. So find that natural arch, take your hands under and just link them like that. And then all I want you to do is bend your knees and put your feet down. Most of you will notice that there's now a bit of pressure on your hands. From there, what I'd like you to do is think about sucking your belly button in and pulling it downwards towards your hands. And from there, you should feel the front of your abs working. So if I was to punch you in the abs, your abs would be solid and my hand would just ricochet off, wouldn't it? Of course, because there's no lockdown pounds on there. Pull your bellies tight, stick your backs to the floor, and all I want you to do is lift one foot, take it down, lift the other foot, take it down. As you do that, keep some pressure on your hands. Keep those muscles in the front of your belly working. And for some of you that will be absolutely enough, and that's fine, because it is quite difficult to teach yourself to keep your belly engaged. Think about that tight band of elastic, those skinny jeans that are still pulled in tight. If that's enough, stay there. If your hands are getting really squished and sore, take them out, but keep your back down. And if you want to touch more, bring one foot in, out, in, and down. Now, if you had a winning lottery ticket underneath your back, would it be pinned down by that spine? How tight would you pull your belly if there was a winning lottery ticket there? I know I'd be pulling mine really tight. If anybody could get under there and take that lottery ticket out, think about using your belly a bit more. Option, if you need it, is just to lift one knee and lower it down. Well done, team. Let's have a stretch out. Arms and legs out long. We're going to do 2 more exercises, lying on your back. 2 of my favourite ones. Not so much favourites of people in the classes, but I call them the fun ones. So, what you're going to do here is make a star shape with your body. Arms and legs out like a star. Your right hand is going to touch your left foot. How on earth are you going to do that? You're going to lift up and then go back down. And then left hand, right foot. Good, go on, see how high you can lift. Stretching up, reaching across. Great for your belly. Great for those 6 packs. Go on, lift. Big star shape. Keep the foot over, lift the hand up. if you can't quite reach your foot, that's okay. Try and reach your knee. Just try and lift. Go on, can you do a few more? Just finish off here with these ones. A bit higher. Again. 2 more, 1 more each leg. Last one. Oh, let it go. Well done. How's the belly feeling? Hopefully it's working hard. Last one, last fun one. On your back, you're going to take a hold of your knees and you're going to have your heels stuck in tight. From here, I want you to roll. But heels, your feet stay in. So you're not lifting, you're just rolling here. You should be able to feel your abs having to work a bit. And then from there, if you're able to, you're going to roll back and then sit up without lifting your feet. I can imagine there's some of you kicking your feet there. Don't kick your feet. Keep your feet tucked in. Like there's an elastic band holding all of this in tight. Your little tight ball, rolling up and rolling back. If your core is super strong and this is easy, your next option, keeping your heels in, elbows on your knees, and you roll it up and back there. Keeping your legs tucked in tight. If anybody's feeling really ambitious and has lots of space, you can roll back and then you can stand yourself up. I'll hit a wall if I do that, so I'm not going to roll back. Nearly there. Oh, can we do one more? Well done, guys. Is that Stevie online? Oh, Stevie, I hope you've joined in. Good, big stretch out. Arms and legs long. Oh, release that belly. Well done, team. Right then, I'm just going to move my mat again slightly so that you can all see the stretches. You're just going to lie on your back. We're going to release off all these muscles that we've worked. Well done, especially if that was the first time you've ever done Pilates. Arms and legs out. Okay, let's bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees just drop outward. Just wherever the rest, doesn't really matter. Take your arms out and roll your head. Like you're trying to get one ear down on the floor and then the other ear down on the floor. That's it, let your arms relax, just let your head stay in the centre there. Feet on the floor and swing your knees from one side to the other. Kind of like you're massaging across the outsides of your hips and your lower back. Lovely. Let's take the feet flat. One foot is going to cross over and you're going to flex this ankle. That protects your knee. Then we're going to lift up and you're going to reach through this gap and ease your legs in towards you. You should feel a stretch in the outside of this hip. Now you might want just to stay there with that stretch. If you want a little more, you can cross your legs over a bit tighter so there's no gap and just ease the legs in towards you. That gives you a slightly different stretch around here. Let's switch that over. So feet go down, opposite ankle across. We're going to flex this ankle, flex at the foot, knee down, lift up, and just see if you can reach through. Option to remain with that stretch, or to send this leg a little bit tighter over the top. Ease everything in closer. Good, stretch that out. We're going to release the lower back and the hips. Take your arms wide, lift your right knee, take your left hand over it and ease that across your body. There we go. Stretch that one out. Other knee lifts, hand comes across and ease it over your body. Take your hands down, lift yourself carefully up to seated. Now we're going to think about sending the hips all the way back. So you're not going to sit on your bum here, you're going to shuffle your bum back, sit on your sit bones. If you need a bit of a bend in your knees, that's fine. If you're able to, you might want to stretch your legs out, just drape your body forwards. Lift yourself carefully up. You're going to spin up onto your knees. Knees wide apart, feet together, hands on your lower back. Show you this way. You're going to tilt your pelvis underneath, push your hips forward, and you should feel a stretch at the front of your hips and in your belly. Go where it feels comfortable for you. The further forward you push your hips, the better. Tuck your chin in safely, bring it over onto your hands and knees, arch that back up for a massive cat stretch, and then lift your tail and lift your head. Good, one more, arch the back, cat stretch, and then tail and head lift. Lovely job. Have a seat, however's most comfortable for you. Big stretch up, exhale. Take your hands around behind, either on your back or clasp them. Open that all up. Good, hands forward, stretch through the upper back. One more big stretch. All the way up, breathe in. Bring your palms together, and then as you breathe out, your hands are going to come slowly down, right to your heart. Well done, team. Thank you very much. Feel free to give yourselves a clap.